you were saying you're a libertarian. I mean, I don't associate with any particular group of people, but
No, I don't.
but I do believe that taxation, at least certain forms of taxation, is most certainly theft.
So look, so the whole thing with libertarian, I hear you. The whole thing with libertarianism is there is a political party, and there's also that type of belief or type of thinking. Libertarian type of thinking is patriotic, in where I believe, in what this country was originally founded for. It was a country founded by immigrants, for immigrants, and for the greater good of all immigrants of this country, because this country was formed by immigrants. And the way that things have gone, yes, it has benefited some people, but it hasn't benefited the many. And the thing is, to actually build a country, the more people you have that fight for it, the quicker you can keep on building that nation. I get it. It's great to have billionaires, but there's not that many billionaires. Can you imagine if you had every 300 million Americans right now all working their butts off, or some not working their butts off, but all working to make this country, how much better? How much better off we would be right now? So much better off.
Yeah. I mean, but the idea of taxation is to be able to pay for a lot of stuff, and a lot of social programs that we see people do benefit from. Like, I get the need for it. I just think that certain aspects of it are theft, regardless of ideology or party or whatever. I mean, I think I believe if more people had the same understanding, we might be able to make some changes there. When we're looking at cannabis tax specifically, and as high as it is, and we can do the comparisons to alcohol or CBD or
especially now, especially how things have been going on for the past few months.
I mean, yeah. A bigger question I would think is like, how much, what's the taxation level for, let's say pharmaceutical drugs?
Hold on. I can. Hey, Alexa, what's the taxation for pharmaceutical drugs?
I'm not sure.
Damn, she don't even know.
Yeah, that's scary. My Alexa doesn't even know. So.
But it's an important question, right? We're talking about controlled substances, something that's abused. We know pharmaceuticals are abused. We've had an opioid problem for decades. It's finally coming to a head, and it's become, for the most part, mainstream news. Has been talked about the past few years a little more openly, and openly accepted that, hey, our country has a fucking problem with this.
Oh yeah, so big time.
So I asked myself logically, well, what's the taxation there? We know that it's definitely a controlled substance. There's control over its distribution. So what's the taxation? How can we compare it? Why such a high taxation on cannabis when it doesn't have the same destructive effects as, let's say pharmaceutical drugs? And it goes back to that same question. Like, we discussed this yesterday privately, and that's all I can think of is, like, they're looking at the numbers. They're saying this is easily going to just balloon into so much money.
Yeah,
we should tax as much of it as possible now. And this is kind of where I fall into the belief that we're probably leaning towards a tax reform on this industry somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
I also firmly believe that we probably have pharmaceutical companies highly invested in the industry, but at the same time on the back end probably lobbying it. If they can keep as many people out, to give them more space to consolidate that control, they're going to be ultimately the biggest beneficiaries. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too skeptical that anything could really ever change. But that's kind of how the game works. If we're looking at who has interests, who has the biggest to gain, there are multiple fronts you can work on. Like I said, you can invest in a company on one hand and then lobby the shit out of it on the other hand against it.
Yeah.
For whatever reasons you may have. And when you have so much money, you can probably do some damage. But do we have any comparisons of how much was alcohol taxed back in the day? I mean, I'm afraid to even ask, because no matter what we touch up on, the chances are probably that the taxation on any other substances has always been fairly reasonable. This is the only industry that we're currently in where they either A, intentionally are trying to balloon the taxation, and maybe someday they'll be reformed, or B, trying to make up for a lot of the stimulus money that was printed.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll I don't know what the next variety show episode will be, but like, this is the main thing that we're having right now, is this tax problem. And as things go on, we'll see how things change, but this is just the way things are. Anyway, thank you for watching the Shin Dig Variety Show, a Lost in the Groove podcast. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.